What is good, everybody? What is good? It's your boy, Big L. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy schedule to check me out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to answer a question today, and I think I'm running out of questions. So you guys can always hit me up if you have any questions. So this is a question. It's getting dark too, so it's getting dark earlier. What's up with that? No me gusta. No me gusta. So, I want to have a conversation about, why, in particular, police officers seem to have a lack of faithfulness in the romance department, right? So I'm going to not just attack police officers, my brethren. I am going to talk about why ladies want men in uniform. That's what we're going to talk about. It's not going to take long. This is your lady's fault. The reason the police officers, or anybody in uniform, police officers, I think firefighters are probably to a lesser extent, same thing. Who else? I don't know corrections officers. Any corrections officers, they probably tell me. I know that they kind of mess around amongst themselves a lot, but do they have a lot of respect when they get outside? I don't know. You guys tell me. I know that they are a mess within their facilities. So yeah, I said it. They are a mess within their facilities. Police officers, corrections officers, firefighters, military, right? Military. And I'm going to include guys in suits, right? These power brokers and these guys in finance and stuff making $250K a year and all this kind of stuff, right? These guys in suits. I once heard that a man in a suit is equivalent to a woman wearing a negligee as far as sexually stimulating. You ladies tell me if that's true or not. But I was told that a number of years ago. So, I don't know. You tell me. So, but it's a power thing, right? And here's where we get, complicated into the male-female dynamic that this modern day age doesn't want to talk about, and that men and women are different, and we are attracted to totally different things, and women are attracted to a man with authority and power, and suits, uniforms, in particular military and police, exemplify strength and power and authority. It's just that simple. And if you think that you walk out the house and you walk out the house and you exude, you think that your man walks out the house and he's got his police uniform on. He's got his police uniform on, and or your military airman, sailor, whatever, military personnel. You think he looks attractive and sexy? So does somebody else, and they act on it. I'm gonna tell you right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Police officers constantly getting hit on. Constantly. It becomes a drug after a while. It becomes a drug. Right? It becomes a drug. Right? Listen, I would always be at crime scene, because majority of my career, I worked a midnight shift. So when sometimes I would work what we called it was like a backup car. You didn't have to take calls, but you would just back up other officers. And so I did that. Now the midnight shift was roughly 10:30ish, 10:30, 11ish till 6:30, sometimes 7:30 in the morning. But the backup car was 7 to 3, 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. So I worked out a lot. I enjoyed that. And so what would happen is I would be in. Now this is when I was patrolling, first level of being a police officer. So I would come in. So you get a certain clientele. Like a lot of people aren't really good. You don't run into good people when you're at 10 o'clock at night. 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. These people are. I'm not saying that to put them down. It's just like they're not a good clientele of people, right? The good, decent people are either working the midnight shift at work, or they are in bed, right? We used to always say there's nobody out after midnight, but the police and criminals. That was our mantra, right? It's people up to no good. So what we would do is, so when I was working 7 to 3, I would run into a lot of nice people. And I would be at crime scenes and this, that, and the other. Hey, Mr. Officer, right? Just constant. I would be standing, sometimes, at a crash scene, you're directing traffic and stuff, and women, they would drive by, they would circle around. Here, my sister wanted me to give you a number. Constantly. So you want to know why they do it, right? They're throwing it at them. I'm just going to keep it 100. They're throwing it at them. Every cop's going to be pissed at me. Dude, I guarantee my email's going to be blasted. Why are you telling us? Now my wife's not going to trust me. Telling, it's constant. You gotta have thick skin. If you're a girlfriend or a wife of a cop, you gotta have thick skin. Now I'm not saying you should act on it. I'm not justifying acting on it. If you make vows, I'm not saying any of that. But I am saying that it's a constant. And just like you, whatever attracted you to that man, other women are attracted to it too. Oh, I would maybe I'll include ball players, baseball player. I mean, all these different, sports. But I don't know if it's power and authority, but it's certainly, it reeks of money, obviously. So maybe we could throw them in with that. But the uniform, the police, the fire, military, right? It's protection, it's authority, it's sternness, the crispness of the uniform says that they got their ish together. That they are cool, calm, and collected. That they are, that they've gone through some trial and they can take it, right? You think about a police officer and a military personnel. This person's tough, right? They went through boot camp, whatever. They had to jump over stuff. They're physically in shape, right? It's exuding all that type of stuff. So, I mean, that's the answer. I mean, so this is the most detailed breakdown I can give you, is that everything you see and everything I just said, there's a woman will see a man in uniform and know he went through trials, tribulations. He's tough. He made it. He's got a good job. He's got a certain level of authority. He's got respect. He's socially, relevant. And all that. That's what they're all seeing. And they want that, right? There's this idea about mate pre-selection, heavily established and operated by women, right? And that means that women will see a man, and if they see a man and he's wearing a wedding ring or he's walking around with somebody, then they know that man is been selected by somebody else. He's got qualities that I want, and I want that man. Same thing, right? So they see a man who's got stuff going on. He's got it going on, right? And don't start telling people what to do, right? Listen, it's crazy because I would be, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday night, sometimes Sundays if it's a holiday weekend or something like that. We'd be clearing out bars, right? Because we don't want shootings, all kind of foolishness, right? So we'd be out in the parking lot. Everybody's got to go. Get in your cars, leave, all that kind of stuff, right? Girls just walk up to you, just put their number. This is before cell phones, right? Put your number in your pocket. It's crazy. And don't be the dude in charge, right? Because after a while, as a lieutenant, we used to wear white shirts, right? So everybody's got a blue shirt on. You come in here with this white shirt on, right? Not only are they looking at them, but now you're the bigger boss. So this is all that it is, right? This is all, you guys can read up on it. It's all documented, right? So that's why all the military guys, right? They got all this big stuff on there. medals and accolades on their shoulders, right? They're just showing up. It's peacocking, right? It's peacocking, right? The peacock, right, spreads his blooms and feathers, so everybody can see it. Not only other men can see it, but the women can see it. Oh, this guy's in charge, right? He's got more stuff. It's peacocking. The peacocks get the peahens. It's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. So that's what it is. I mean, it's nothing long drawn out. I mean, but yeah. So the guys got to, number one, you ladies, you really got to have something that you got to do a good vetting process to make sure that this guy's faithful and loyal and understand what you tell him. I know people are throwing at you, but what you got at here is better. And listen, I'm going to tell you this, man. I've seen marriages devastated, man. I've seen marriages devastated, man. And cops, they can start to act stupid. And this is why I said in another video that they used to tell us, get yourself a wife. They used to tell us that. Get yourself a wife. Stand up and roll call, because it's a stabilizing factor. Because if you don't have a wife, cops, and I can't speak to everyone else, I would assume this is true of I would assume it's true of every profession I just labeled. I would assume it's true. I definitely know it's true of corrections officers, because I talked to a lot of them, my friends. I would also say it's true of firefighters, right? If you don't have that stabilizing factor force, military personnel too, right? You don't have that stabilizing force at home. You are prone to alcoholism. You don't have any responsibility. So that's what it is, man. I mean, I'm trying to stretch this out. I guess I don't really need to, but I try to give you guys at least 15 minutes of content. So, but that's what it is. I mean, it's nothing, So yeah, so the guys out there, man, if you're a police officer, corrections officer, firefighter, military personnel, man, don't listen. There's nothing better than a good woman at home. I know that it seems good, and we have this thing where we seem to have this insatiable appetite and all this kind of stuff, and these women are just throwing it at you and stuff. But I'm telling you, I've seen careers ruined, guys getting fired because they act stupid off job, getting in fights over these women and all kind of crazy stuff. Not to mention the groupies, right? You think celebrities and musicians have groupies? Oh my God. That's crazy. So I've seen careers destroyed over this. I've seen families destroyed. Your kids grow up and they hate you. They don't want to talk to you. So none of that is worth it. None of that is worth it. Get yourself a good, solid woman. Have kids with her and stick by her. Go home to her. Don't develop any habits about drinking or smoking or getting drunk. I've seen people, I've seen dudes, for a long time we didn't do drug testing. And then we start drug testing. I've seen dudes they would lose their careers over dealing with a girl who they would smoke weed with. Doing other stuff, right? Like, you got a wife at home, and why are you doing this, man? It's crazy. It was really sad, man. It was really sad, man. It's really sad because you blew up your whole family for some side chick, man. It's really bad. So, but listen, this is the temptation that a lot of people have to deal with. And women are doing it too, right? So don't ever get this idea that this is a man thing, whatever. I don't know if I put this lady up. I don't want to. I mean, she probably got embarrassed enough. I don't even know I don't want to look for it. But there was a principal or vice principal. Think about this. She was either principal or vice principal of a school. She was cheating on her husband. And she had her secretary taking pictures of her in the bathroom, pulling on her stuff and whatever. And this was all in the New York Post. You can Google this. I mean, I'm probably not going to put it up, but you can Google this. And they put the picture right out there. right? So she was doing all this kind of stuff, and so the secretary ended up suing about that. Like, it's a sexual harassment. I got to go in here and take naked pictures of my boss, so she can send it to her lover. It's crazy. So power makes people go crazy. That's why the politicians get caught up, and all these school principals and all these CEOs have affairs and stuff, right? They got their main woman, but they got a woman who's staying up in a hotel and all this kind of stuff, right? I can't tell you about how many preachers, preachers, particularly in the church that I come from, in the Pentecostal tradition. Oh my God! Either the preachers in the Pentecostal tradition that I grew up in. I'm not going to say the name. I'll say whatever. Church of God in Christ. Church of God in Christ. There's actually a website dedicated to exposing them and all the lawsuits they had. The Church of God in Christ. I'm not saying anything that anybody doesn't know. This tradition I grew up in, and the preachers were they either had their own mistresses, or they had dudes, or they had their males. It's power. Power, guys in suits, power, authority. People are attracted to it. People are attracted to it. So that's what I got. that's what I got. So let me know your thoughts, your opinions, right? I mean, are you a woman? Are you attracted to, somebody's gonna write. I'm not. Power's never done anything for me. Oh, okay. Okay. Listen, I'm not saying everybody falls for it. I'm not saying 100% of the people don't go for it. But you got to have some discipline. If you become in a position where you got to have some discipline. I know. Listen, I know people, man. And they just can't. Listen, it just becomes so easy. They just can't say no. I know people, man. people. Watch my friends watch my podcast, and sometimes they call me up. It's like, man, why are you saying this? Dudes losing their jobs, getting real good positions, and you start rubbing elbows in these different circles, and some worker at City Hall starts batting her eyes and saying the wrong, letting you know what's up. It's hard to say no. It's hard to say no. Listen, I don't want to mess up my family. I don't want to mess up my family. So, listen. All right. So I'll leave it up there. But that's the answer to the question. It's about power. It's about authority. It's about having your stuff together. It's about being able to lead. It's about strength, protection. It's all these different things. You've gone through some stuff. You have some trials and tribulations. You have some experience. It's all that. And these are all things that women are looking for in a man. These are all things that women are looking for in a man. And without saying a literal word, or without having to do anything, that uniform says it all. Says it all. Much love and peace.